Actually, it's kind of fun. I cover that in my talk, about myths about heart disease. I'm a runner, therefore I can't have a heart attack. Total myth. 300,000 sudden cardiac deaths a year, 100,000 are athletes. What's going on? Exercise is not the total answer. So let me see how well I can explain this. First of all, you have to understand what happens in a heart attack. And it's not that cholesterol plaque builds up on the wall and it slowly squeezes off over time. That's not it. In a heart attack, yes, there may be a plaque. It may not even be very big. But if that plaque ruptures or explodes, it breaks open because there's a little cap over it. If that cap disappears, that cholesterol goo gets into the bloodstream and a clot happens just like that. I mean, it's just that fast. Plaque rupture, and there's this clot, and that causes the lack of blood flow. That's a heart attack, okay? If it happens in such a way that the rhythm is messed up in the heart, you may have an abnormal rhythm, and that person will drop to the ground and die if they don't get medical help immediately. So that's what's happening. So now it may make a little more sense. Being a runner does not protect you, okay? We all have plaque. I don't care how pure your lifestyle is or how young you are. Atherosclerosis is well established in people in their late teens. We can find fatty streaks in the blood vessels of children, okay? It's already started. So what you have to understand, though, is that plaque does not have to be very big in order to rupture and cause death. But when you realize that, hey, they've got a plaque, it's just ruptured, and they died, there's your answer. We know that athletes are less likely to die of heart attack sort of compared to the general population for most of the time. But while they are exercising and immediately after, their risk is much, much higher. So that's kind of the answer to that question. Now, this is another exciting thing about nitric oxide. Guess what it does? It stabilizes that cap over the plaque so that it's less likely to rupture. You may hear me say, somebody famous dies of sudden cardiac death like this again, and I'll say, it didn't have to happen. More nitric oxide in the system, and that person might have been protected. Well, what I usually, when people ask, well, there's got to be a downside to this stuff, you know, you said, ask about risks and benefits. We don't know what is the effect in pregnancy and lactation. We don't know. No one's ever done a study to you know, just pure arginine on the developing fetus, for example. Although I can tell you it's impossible to remove arginine from the diet of a pregnant woman. What about 5% of people are going to have diarrhea when they start an arginine product. And that's why I suggest starting slow. You know, work up to whatever, if you're going for 5,000 milligrams a day, work up to that so that you can give your body time to acclimate itself to that. People that have, say, documented low blood pressure, and I don't mean like 110/60, that's normal. I mean, they actually may even have to take medication because their blood pressure is too low, all right? It might not work for them. It might not be the right product for them because that relaxation of blood vessels may tend to lower the blood pressure somewhat. So, doc, where do I buy this nitric oxide pill? Well, you don't. You can't. It doesn't come that way. But what you can do is give your body what it needs to make it and let your body work the miracle. And what your body needs to make it is arginine, preferably together with citrulline. Just to explain, arginine is an amino acid. You find some in your foods, but there's not nearly enough for most of us to have this miracle, you know, going on inside of us. Most of us are going to need to take supplements by itself. Plus, when you get it in food, there's other amino acids. The messenger is garbled to me. You want a pure arginine and citrulline together. Arginine is going to get in your body, and the lining of your blood vessels will turn that into nitric oxide. Will it turn it into nitric oxide in your fingers? Yes. In your heart? Yes. In your brain? Yes. In your feet? Yes. All over your body, all of your blood vessels have this lining, and they will turn it into nitric oxide. That's how you get it. Citrulline sort of makes it a long-acting effect because your body turns citrulline into arginine. Arginine itself is going to go away pretty quickly, okay? 1 to 3 hours, we know, from a dose that you take by mouth. And, you know, you take some by mouth, and it's gone in about 3 hours. Nitric oxide lasts 5 whole seconds. So you need something with it to give it a long-acting effect, and that's what citrulline can do.